Today, homeowners in Connecticut are cleaning up and drying out after their basements. Flash flooding just washed over several communities and neighborhoods.
And your reporter Owen Kingsley is live in Milford with what to do if that happens to you. Owen.
Yeah, today home restoration companies, they are helping and assisting with that cleanup all along Connecticut's shoreline. But they are warning folks tonight that if that cleanup and drying out process is not done properly, you could have bigger problems on your hands. As many folks dealt with flooded roadways across Connecticut, some are watching helplessly as it poured into their homes. Among the 10 or so calls for help Tuesday, Professional Cleaning and Restoration Systems of Connecticut in Derby says one call stood out.
They called frantic, knowing that there was about 9 inches of water in their basement, asking when we could be there.
They got there in minutes. A finished basement with water damage to the sheetrock, insulation, flooring, and everything else down there. It obviously needs to dry out after Tuesday's heavy rain. They recommend bringing in a professional to pump it out and properly dry out your basement.
When we don't dry things properly, we can get microbial growth afterwards, and then it turns into a whole nother situation that really can become a nightmare.
And some of those nightmares include rapid toxic mold growth, wood rot, or even structural damage. Your reporter, live in Milford, I'm Owen Kingsley, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.